My parents kicked me out of the house just to make room for my brother's new family. When my brother brought home his fiancée, my parents sat me down at the kitchen table. I thought they were going to tell me something important, maybe even exciting. But instead, my mom just said, "Your brother and his future wife need space. We've decided they'll move into your room." I laughed nervously, waiting for someone to say it was a joke. But my dad just nodded and added, "You're 16. You'll leave soon anyway. Don't make this harder than it needs to be." That night, I was packing my clothes into an old suitcase while my brother and his fiancée stood in the doorway, measuring the walls for their furniture, laughing and planning. My brother even looked at me and smirked. "Don't be dramatic. You'll be fine." No one even asked me where I was going to sleep. For weeks, I stayed on friends' couches, dragging my school books with me, pretending everything was fine. I told their parents my room was under renovation, but rumors spread at school. Someone overheard my brother bragging about how my parents gave him the whole upstairs as a wedding gift. Soon, classmates were whispering that I got kicked out. The humiliation burned deeper than the hunger I sometimes felt. Eventually, I found a tiny rented room in a rundown building, mold on the walls, a mattress on the floor, a broken window that whistled when the wind blew, but at least it was mine. To pay the rent, I worked evenings at a diner, serving greasy fries and burnt coffee until midnight, then walking home exhausted, sometimes falling asleep still in my uniform. Every morning, I forced myself to go to school and act normal. My teachers thought I was just tired. My parents never called. Not once. The only time I heard from them was when they sent me an invitation to my brother's wedding. I didn't go. I couldn't. While they celebrated, I was scrubbing plates in the diner, my hands raw from soap and grease. I swore to myself that I would survive and that one day they would regret everything. Years passed. I studied harder than anyone because I knew no one would ever hand me a future. I got into university, earned scholarships, graduated with honors. I became a doctor. Slowly, step by step, I built the life they told me I didn't deserve. I bought my own apartment, furnished it with things I chose, decorated it with photos of places I had traveled. Everything in it was mine, paid for with sweat and sleepless nights. And my brother, the reason they threw me out, had moved abroad. He barely called them, barely visited. The golden son they sacrificed me for disappeared. Ironically, I was the one who stayed. When my parents grew older, they reached out once, long before their health collapsed. They sent me a message saying, "We miss you. Come visit us. Your room is waiting." I didn't answer. My room wasn't waiting. It never would. Eventually, when sickness finally broke them down, they showed up at my door, thinner, weaker, eyes full of desperation. My mom whispered, "Please, we need your help." I looked at them, and for the first time in my life, I felt nothing. No guilt, no obligation, just clarity. I said coldly, "You kicked me out for his family. Now let him take care of you." And I shut the door. A year later, I got the call. They had both passed away. Relatives begged me to come to the funeral, to say goodbye properly, but I didn't. On the day of the funeral, I stayed in my apartment, the one I built on my own, and I realized the truth. I had already said goodbye to them years ago, the night they made me pack my suitcase.